and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with another tournament. This one is quite simple. We are racing from, well, this cable car station to that cable car station that you can just about see in the distance. Now, as the crow flies, it's not particularly long. However, to get there, it is quite a windy mountain pass. This is the 1v1 knockout tournament, and we start with Gliska in the BMW. We have Rusky in the Audi. Some AIs have wanted to join in. This is some street racing. There is potentially going to be traffic along the way. There's a couple of drift zones that you will be in momentarily, but traffic might come up. You're going to have to deal with it. There's not much we can do about it. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a challenge. It's very technical on the most part. There is a long straight, though. For power, is a good start, of course, from the Audi. It's all-wheel drive. The BMW is rear-wheel drive. The rules for the cars were A-class. They couldn't have tyres bigger than 275s. They have to weigh 2,500 pounds or more, but the rest was kind of up to you. So there's a bit of a mixed bag, mixed approach. Cars on different compounded tyres, some on semi-slicks, some on slicks. I think some are even on rallies. The Audi is off the line nicely, but it's that all-wheel drive advantage has immediately been caught. It's a nice hold on that wide line for the TT, and it's going to have to do some defending here. Let's go having a look underneath. Can't quite make a pass stick through there. The TT is, I think, the little bit faster of the two in a straight line. Both are understeering through here as we head through the construction kind of area. The BMW is still looking. And now, the BMW might be rear-wheel drive, but has still got immense amounts of traction. It's going to get underneath the Audi through here. They're side by side, battling for position as they head across the bridge. The BMW, I thought they were going to go for a dive to the inside. In the end, actually fell back into line to get caught out. The Audi didn't think there was a pass going on at that section. The BMW got a lot more speed through here. Or a little bump on the fence from the TT there as we head through this next corner. The BMW is around the outside. Wonderful pass from Gliska there to make that one stick. That was a tough pass to make happen, but it was a good pass, and it is the BMW into the lead, but it's got to be careful. The TT has got some serious traction, and it has got some serious straight line speed. It's to the inside down here. You've got to watch out for the rocks. Oh, I think the TT might have hit a rock through there. It might have got a little bit of a lag going on the kind of drone camera, but yeah, it did lose a little bit of speed as here it comes onto the main straight. Now, this is a long straight here. It is the longest straight on the circuit. The car's going to get up to 140, 150 mile an hour, depending on the build. And this is where, the Audi is going to close in a little bit. Unfortunately, that little tangle has dropped it perhaps a bit too far back as we head across the bridge. Now, this is a long route. This is a longer tournament than some of the ones we have done before. The Audi's closed in. Is going to send it through the canyon here as we head. It's not too far to go now as we head through these hairpins. BMW is leading the way. Now, the really dangerous part of the circuit is coming up here. You'll be so careful with some of the kind of curbing. If you run a wheel over into this kind of ditch, or like the Audi is trying, you very easily roll the car. It chucked it, but it is going to be a little bit too far back. The BMW is heading up towards the penultimate corner. Here is the final turn. You have to jump into this car park, and then to finish off, you have got to get past this building. Now, the TT has got all-wheel drive, but it can't catch. BMW's across the line. There is the Audi. Put up a good fight. Yeah, if it hadn't had that just little error, it could maybe have challenged the BMW down the straight, and it maybe could have defended. However, that is the way that it goes. It was a good race, actually. It was a great battle. A wonderful pass from the BMW to take the lead. So, there we go. Gliska is through to the next round. A good start to this tournament. After an excellent first round, we move to... I already believe we should disqualify Ollie's Audi for the livery. I definitely think there's some disqualifications going on in there. Danger Man is driving the Honda, so we've again got rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. We know the Audi is going to launch off the line. the Audi will have the lead. But as you can see, the Audi's on rally tyres. The Honda is on full slicks, I think. So the Honda is going to be very grippy in the twisty stuff. The Audi likely to be fast in a straight line. And sure enough, the Audi is going to lead them into these first bits of twisty terrain. Don't worry about the cars being slightly weird on the start line. It's just a little bit of game lag. There's a lot of anti-lag going on from the Honda as it runs a little bit wide. So the Honda's going to have to try and make up as much time as possible. The problem you get is when you've got this, I must try and catch up. It's really easy to accidentally end up overdriving the car. And the Audi has got some serious grip. It's probably one of the heavier cars in this. Actually, the Audi gets a little bit out of shape. The Honda gets a bit slidey as well. Of course, I don't know what size the Honda has got on the back, but it probably hasn't got as bigger a tyre. As I said, it's 275 maximum, which the Audi has all around. The Honda, I don't think certainly can't get those tyres as big on the front here. And I am surprised. I mean, we expected the RS4 to be quick. There was definitely an expectation of the RS4 to be a fast vehicle through this, but I was very much expecting the Honda to be closing in through that first part, but it really hasn't. It looked like the Honda was struggling a bit with oversteer through those sections. The Audi, no, I turned around at the right point. The Honda very, very nearly ended up exploring the edge of the road. That could have been a disastrous crash for that one as we head through this next section. I mean, it's not lost too much more ground at this moment in time, but it is looking difficult because this next section is where the Audi is going to be one of the fastest cars here. It's got an awful lot of straight line speed going on, and as you come running down here, if you've got 500 plus horsepower, you're going to be able to excel. I mean, I've got 400 horsepower in my car, and mine is by no means, well, that is one of the slower cars actually in a straight line. So it's you got to this braking zone here is tough. You've really got to get the car slowed down. When you've got a little bit of a margin, got a little bit of lead like the Audi, you're just going to play it safe. There's no reason to play it super aggressive. There's no reason to gamble under brakes. If it's close though, I could definitely see some dives happening, and the S2000's fallen over. The Honda has gone for a tumble, and any chance, well, unless the Audi makes a big error coming through this next section, which it is possible. As we've said, we haven't seen it yet, but we may well at some point. That curb on the inside, if you hit it too hard, can launch you. The curb through here can launch you as well if you're not careful, but it's not even really a curb. Terrain will launch you, but no silliness from the Audi as we round the penultimate corner, as long as it doesn't completely miss the final turn. There's a little bit of a lock-up, but the Audi is in to the car park. It is across the line. Ollie is through to the next round. The Audi, I still think, should get a disqualification for the paint. However, it is definitely quick. Danger Man with the Honda just couldn't quite make up enough speed in the turns. It was a spectacular roll, and Danger Man will wish it wasn't caught on camera, but it was. The Honda fell over. It's unfortunate, but there we go. Audi is through to the next round. On to our third heat, we have got a rear-wheel drive battle. Liam is driving the new Nissan Z. Longbow is driving one of my favourite Ferraris, the 355. It should be an interesting battle between these two cars. You would expect perhaps the Ferrari, I mean, I know there is a weight, a minimum weight cut to up to. I'm expecting the Ferrari to be a little bit lighter. The Nissan may be a little bit faster in a straight line. They are off and underway here, and it is going to be Longbow that will take the lead of the race in towards the first corners. You don't really want to go across the grass too much because these cars are on, I think, semi-slicks from the looks of it, both of them. You have no grip out over there, and sure enough, the Nissan is in a little bit of not a big bit of trouble. I take that back. The Ferrari's in a big bit of trouble. That's a huge slide for Longbow, but has gathered it all back up. Liam's looking for the outside line through here. If you can hold it on the outside, you'll be the inside for the next corner, but it's a really tight line, and the Nissan can't quite do it through there. Again, Nissan's still looking for a way past as we head on the exit down. Well, we're still in the very twisty bits. It's a wide line for the Nissan Z. A little bit of sideways going on for these cars. You've got to be careful. But even with 275s. They're still pretty big tyres on the back of these cars, and you're still going to get some sliding until the tyres are warmed up. Liam's getting very brave around the outside. It's such a long way to go, and the car just cannot quite hold on. Who has got more straight line speed? It's pretty even. Liam thought about sending it to the inside through there. Could not do it. Could not make a pass stick. He's still looking every which way. It's around the outside of the Ferrari. That might do it. That might do it through there, although it's on a wonky line for the next bit. Longbow fights back. We're going to go side by side again through here. I think there might have been a traffic car somewhere there that's not showing up on the drone mode, as Longbow got a little bit shunted by an invisible car. No, that's the thing that everyone's having to deal with. It is there. It is part of the challenge of this type of racing, and yeah, unfortunately, the drone camera just doesn't seem to be picking them up, which does make it a little bit difficult to spot. But we dive into the hairpin. Through this next bit we go. It's a bit of a slide and a wiggle from the Ferrari through all of this. And then we are on to the long straight. Now, who has got the higher top speed? I was expecting the Nissan to have the higher top speed. I'm expecting it to have slightly more power of the two. But it's not really all that much of a difference going on here. Who dares brake super late for the bridge? Actually, quite... Oh, it was almost perfect for Longbow. About to say it was spot on for the Ferrari, but just a bit too much understeer. A bit too much understeer, or a bit too much speed into the corner, and the Ferrari clipped the edge of the bridge and went over. That's desperately unlucky. It was a great fight. It was a wonderful fight between the pair of them. But, yeah, the Ferrari pushed it maybe a smidge too hard. I mean, Liam has got to get this right with the Nissan. That was playing it very, very risky through the dirt. You do not want to hit that bump. So, in testing, we've had many a car roll on that one. But the Nissan got away with it. Obviously, didn't hit the worst part of the bump as we head around the penultimate corner. And it's onto this final, it's an awkward final turn that we have for the cars here as Liam gets onto the dirt and down towards the finish line. It is the Nissan that goes through. Unlucky for Longbow. Great fight, great battle between the pair of them. But yeah, Ferrari, very unlucky. Just missed the braking point. Very easily done. Not sure where the Ferrari's gone. But... yeah, just missed the braking point, and the Ferrari went for a little bit of an explore. That does mean the Nissan is going to be through to the next round. We head into another heat. We have got Blakey representing Lamborghini. He's driving the Miura here, the oldest car in this tournament. I think the only... Oh, there's one other classic car that we haven't seen run yet. We have Shadow driving the Subaru, a more sensible option, all-wheel drive. So we know the Subaru's going to lead off the line. We know the Subaru is going to lead into the twisty sections. It is whether the Subaru is going to be able to hold on to that lead. The Lamborghini we're expecting to be fast when it comes to the straights, and we are off and underway towards these first corners. Yeah, the Miura is going to be very close to the weight limit. You know, much older car, and of course, being rear-wheel drive is going to be light through all of this. The Subaru, I mean, you've got the advantage of that all-wheel drive traction. You can chuck it into the corner, you can boot it out the other side, and you'll be fine. And of course, because you've got that launch, the Lamborghini has to find a way past. Is it going to come at the hairpin, or... Blakey was thinking about it through there. Oh, it's some understeer from the Subaru. That is not what you need. It's just made life a little bit easier for the Miura, although it is on the wide line through there. We've seen a few cars understeering off wide at that section. Some of these corners are deceptively tricky. It's a very technical, way more technical than most of the roads you get on the mainland in Horizon. The Subaru using, well, some questionable routes. It's not got enough speed. I think that's the problem the Impreza has here, is it just doesn't have... Oh, I think there was some traffic through there that might have caused some issues for the Lamborghini. It just turned a little bit too much and will have clipped stuff. So yeah, we can't see traffic at the moment. It's possible the Subaru's just been dodging traffic. Oh, that's a bump on a rock for the Miura. That's a big hit on a rock, but it's got away with it. It was a big wheelie. I mean, this section, it's not even... I don't think it's the end of the world for the Lambo, because I know the long straight is where that car is going to be strong, although you don't want to slide. You want to be close coming out of this next hairpin. That's going to be the critical bit for the Lamborghini. I mean, it is still in the battle. The Subaru has got the lead at the moment as we head through here. Subaru gets a bit crossed up on the exit. That's the last thing it needed. The Lamborghini puts the power down. It's going to be neck and neck through this next corner. It's not really a corner, it's going to be flat out for everybody. The Miura has just got that straight line speed. Is the Subaru going to be really brave under braking? This is the question. It would be an almighty dive. It doesn't go for it as we head across the bridge. The Lamborghini plays it a little bit risky. We've already seen one car off the bridge. We don't want to see another Italian car having problems through there. The Subaru's crossed up. Oh, the Subaru's rolled in the same place the Honda went. It wasn't the places we were expecting cars to roll, but the Subaru's gone as well. It pushed it too hard. It went across the dirt too much on the inside. It put it out wide for the next corner, and big launch. Now, don't go exploring the limits of the track through here. Miura's got a big lead now. Last thing it needs is a big crash. But there we go. It's made it through. Very good race. Another very good round on this of this tournament. It is going to be the Lamborghini. Well, provided it makes this next corner, gets the turn into the car park, which it does. Fairly sensible. No need to go crazy, really, at this stage when you've got that lead. Lamborghini crosses the line. It is through to the next round. Great fight. Got a little bit unlucky with traffic. Had a good comeback, though. Subaru was pushing it. You kind of have to at some points, but yeah, Subaru pushed it a little bit too hard and launched it off of a kind of hillside, if you like. You're technically not finished. There we go. But either way, Lambo is through to the next round. Thoroughly exciting race, and that is now 3 cars that have fallen over in this tournament. Up next, we have got an interesting battle. Ewan is driving an old Porsche 911. We have got Speed Beast driving the Focus RS. Again, it's another battle of the rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. The advantage that the Porsche has, of course, is rear engine is very good. Rear engine will be good off of the line. Rear engine is going to launch it quite nicely for a rear-wheel drive car, of course. Although they can be quite understeery when it gets into the twisty stuff. It is off and underway. The launch control on the Porsche is actually good enough to get ahead of the Focus. That is impressive from the Porsche. So launch control on the rear engine cars is unbelievably strong. I found that out when I raced a Singer Porsche a little while ago. If you get it right, it absolutely hooks up and goes. So great start from the Porsche. The Focus has definitely got the anti-lagger going on. You can see from the amount of fire coming out of the back of it. Will it have an answer for that 911? This is not quite the way round I expected things to go, but it's a good start for the Porsche as we head through the twisty canyon roads. The Focus may have a little bit more straight line speed. I don't know. Doesn't look like the Focus is running Forza Aero on the car. Now, it might not be the prettiest of aero parts, but downforce and grip is needed for a lot of this course. So, most of the vehicles are running it here, but this might give the Focus a chance in terms of top speed when we come to that long straight. The Porsche could well struggle. When I've built these kind of wide-body Porsches, I have often had real trouble with top speed. So while it might be quick, you might be fast in this opening section, it could come under fire later on. The Focus is in a little bit of trouble. Both almost found themselves in the rocks through there. The Porsche is struggling a little bit through this section. Something has happened to the Focus. I think I'm slightly annoyed that the drone mode is not showing traffic. I think the Focus tried to cut underneath the 911 there to make some time up, and there was traffic cars in the way. So I think the Focus may have taken a bit of a gamble that it could get underneath, and it did not pay off. But we can't see that going on. I don't know if I would have bothered personally. I think the Focus has got the straight line speed. All it needed to do was stay behind. It needed to stay behind the 911 here, because this is where it could reel it in and then have a big dive when you get to the end of this straight. And Ewan's got in trouble. Ewan has lost a load of momentum. Ewan's in all sorts of trouble down here. The Focus is going to come roaring past. It has evened itself out through all of this, and now it is going to be hard work for that Porsche. You have to be super brave under brakes here, try and gain some time. We know the grip from the Porsche is very good. We know the traction from the Porsche is very good. As we head up here, Speed Beast made a big error. Too late on the brakes. through all of that. Where Ewan hasn't got much in the way of options here. It's the wrong side for the hairpin, but we know the Porsche's got super grip. It might cut back underneath for the exit. It does. They're side by side. I think they have to dodge some traffic. They're still dodging traffic, and the 911's got the acceleration. Is back past the Focus. Is the Focus going to send it? No. Doesn't go try and cut the course there at all. Nose doesn't want to. Oh, it's hit the rock and done a front flip. Ewan's stalled trying to get going. The Focus has landed on its wheels and can carry on. Oh. Of all the crashes we've continued, only one heat hasn't had a roll. I mean, Speed Beast has got away with it, but chucked it way too hard in the penultimate corner. Ewan's overshot the final turn a little bit there. Gone the wrong way, but he's got through the truck. Never mind. Ewan's made it a bit scruffy at the end. Holy crap. What a race. What a crash. Oh, it was spectacular. The Porsche is through to the next round. The Focus did a front flip, but amazingly almost got away with it. I mean, admittedly, the front flip slowed the Porsche down a lot, but that was one hell of a crash. That might be the most spectacular accident we've ever seen in any of our tournaments. But there we go. Great race. Highly entertaining. A bit scruffy in a bunch of places, but a very good fun race nevertheless. We are on to the last of our heats. I am driving a Silvia. I've got a different route today. I have got a wide-body Silvia with a V8. We've got 275s all round on it, so I'm hoping I've got good grip. I do lack a bit of top speed. We are up against Chris, who is driving a BMW i8. It's on rally tyres, but of course it's all-wheel drive. I'm going to have to overtake it in the twisty stuff, basically, because I know it's going to out-launch us. We're going for launch control. We're going to try and get it off the line as well as possible. But yeah, I'm going to have to do this the hard way. I'm worried about the BMW straight line speed. We know it's a good car in the straights. I have one. They've got weirdly low... Well, I think they are quite a low drag design. But yeah, in Forza, they are quite low drag. So it's going to have good top speed here. And I am going to just, have to send it through the twisty stuff. We will be lighter than the BMW, but we won't have the traction. I mean, BMW's already struggling a little bit. If I hadn't slid through there, we could maybe have had a dive to the inside through this section. So yeah, my goal is put the BMW under as much pressure as possible through stuff like this. Do we try and round it up on the outside here? No, we're going to cut back underneath. I've just got the grip to do it. I did think about going to the outside there, but Chris definitely made it clear there wasn't going to be a huge amount of space there, so it was a sensible manoeuvre. But I've got to build this gap up at this point. We know this is where my car is strongest. Oh, although the back end does want to let go all the way through there. Now I've got to also keep an eye out for traffic. It's difficult to spot as we go through some of these bushes and rocks and all of that. BMW is still there. We're by no means out. It's not out of it at the moment. It gave me a little bit of a helpful push through that section. Oh, back end wants to move around all the way through there. It's having a look. It's alongside again. We will try and carry as much speed as we can through this section. Where is there going to be any traffic for us? That's what I'm frantically looking for at the moment down here. BMW's a little bit too far back to try anything into this corner. That's helpful. We can just position our car where we want to. Get the braking zone right. We know we're going to be vulnerable. Heading on to the bridge. Back end wanted to let go a little bit through there. Because, yeah, through here we should be quick enough to keep the BMW at bay. Now we're going to be potentially vulnerable. And it's a little bit of a blind crest that we are coming up to here. No sign of any traffic for us at the moment. We're going to send the BMW the long way round. It's going to have to pass us. And, I mean, I know what my plan is going to be here. Chris is already going defensive as we head onto the bridge. We are going to go for... I was going to go for a cutback. Couldn't get my car there. We bumped the back of the i8 ever so slightly. The other thing I've got to be aware of is the BMW will have all-wheel drive for that bolt to the finish line. So we can't really rely on a pass to the line. We are going to send it. I've got to do it. We're going to make life awkward. Oh, BMW is there. I mean, it's fair enough. We sent it, and it was a bit of a slide job, if you will, down there. The BMW's given us a push. Oh, that was so close to being in trouble through there on the bumps. We get a bit of understeer. BMW's crashed. BMW's on the rocks. I think it might have hit one side of the rock face. I don't know what side it hit. Oh, Bloody hell. That was a great race. We are across the line. The Sylvia claims victory. We will have some celebratory donuts. That was hard work. That was hard work. Didn't quite see where the BMW... Well, we saw where it ended up. I think it did the same thing Speedbeast did in the final round, just pushing it a bit too hard and launched it off of that rock. By the looks of it, that was a bloody good race. Yeah, we have the grip. We lack straight line speed. Oh, but we make it through. What a battle. This road is proving fantastic. We head into the semi-finals. We have got Gliska versus Ollie. The BMW 1M is going up against the RS4. Well, the Subaru RS4. Still going to be disqualified at some point in all of this. However, we're going to be ready. I mean, this is going to be tough at the end of the day, as the BMW is going to have to pass. The BMW will not. It can get an all-right launch. It's got pretty good traction for a rear-wheel drive car. However, it's going to have. The RS4 is always going to launch quickly, and the RS4 is on rally tyres. It's got so much more power, relative compared to the cars around it. But in theory, the BMW, if it cannot overdrive, and this is what we were talking about just before we started this round, is overdriving these rear-wheel drive cars. You saw me do it a little bit through here. The Audis, Gliska's got it spot on in the BMW. You can see the ground it's made up in that one corner. The Audi was a little bit understeery. And the BMW's probably got more speed than some of the other rear-wheel drive options that are here. Certainly got more speed in a straight line than I do with that Sylvia. As we head through the first of the tight hairpins, the BMW is there. It's there or thereabouts. The Audi will pull away under acceleration, and then we'll lose some time through these twisty bits. There's some understeer, actually some understeer from both of them. It's just the power up the hill for the RS4. Actually, I really did contemplate running some rally tyres on... Not on the Sylvia, but on something. And it does seem to be working for the RS4. It's got enough grip in the corners, which is the impressive thing. All things considered, it is quite remarkable how much grip that has got. And I don't know whether actually this section is going to be super strong for the Audi, because you've got a lot of these kind of medium speed corners. It's not as technical, but you're still going to need good grip. The Audi is fast through there, and Gliska is sending it. Oh, well, it had to be done. I respect the effort. It was always going to be the case. Try and carry as much speed as possible, but it was a clip on a rock. Ended up launching the BMW across. It's spectacular. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a hell of a lot worse in terms of a shunt there. But, yeah, that was a big off. I mean, it's looking scary against this RS4. It is looking genuinely... Actually, genuinely fast. All the cars are quick. But, I mean, I'm looking at this run now, knowing if I get through my semi-final, I've got to somehow deal with this, and I don't think I have an answer. So, yeah, it's scary looking for all of us. A bit of a curious line from the Audi. The BMW, I mean, the BMW is not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. One little mistake has dropped it further back. I mean, it certainly isn't this much slower, of course. That the big, say, a little mistake. Yeah, that error was costly. It's going for the Lado line. I don't know if that's worked. I think it's taken out a bunch of trees and rocks on the next part, but it's not going to catch the RS4 unless Ollie makes a big mistake through this next section, which we have not well, we see this corner where we've seen more mistakes, cars hitting the outside rocks. But the RS4 is through there nicely. I half expected to turn around and see an upside-down BMW. There was not. The BMW is through. The Audi has just got the dirt corner to go, which can take its time, get the car stopped, make the turn, and it will be around and across the finish line. The BMW jumps it. Great effort. 10 out of 10 effort from Gliska on that one. It really kept with the RS4 through the early sections. Really kept with the RS4 through the early sections, but yeah, little error, dropped it back, and then it wasn't able to catch back up further on in the run. The Audi is looking seriously scary. Who knows what might be able to beat it? We are on to the next of our semi-finals. We have got Lamborghini Miura versus the Nissan Z. I think the Miura might be the one to beat from this, but you never really know. At the start, it's going to be interesting. It's always important if you can get to the first corner first. The cars are ready. What is going to launch better out of the two of them? They are off course, both rear-wheel drive in this. It is actually very close away from the line. The Nissan got the slightly better jump. The Lamborghini had the better second phase, though, and it will be the Miura that leads into this section. Lamborghini, the lighter of the two, only a couple of £100 in it. I think the Nissan Z, one of the heavier cars we have through here, and a bit of understeer for the Nissan through this section. But the Nissan, actually, I don't know what's going to be faster in a straight line. I think they're going to be quite close in terms of that top-end speed. Overtaking, I mean, through this section, if you've got much of, well, in my battle we saw with the BMW, and we have seen it in a few of the battles, if you've got like really superior grip, overtaking isn't too bad around this circuit. If your cars are quite easily matched, it is tough. This is a tough road to race on at the best of times. So, yeah, passes are not going to be easy. And the Nissan's just struggling a little bit. I don't think it can quite match that Lamborghini for grip in these turns. Both taking very similar lines. Maybe a smidge of understeer. Nothing too terrible as they head on the bridge. That was a bit risky from the Miura. Liam turned in a fraction too soon. It was looking good through there. Who is going to be brave? Of course, it's tempting when you are the leader just to play it a smidge safe. And I think Blakey might have done at the moment, just playing it a smidge safe. Liam is absolutely chucking that Nissan through these corners, and it is closing the gap a little bit to the Miura. Will there be a dive to the inside of the hairpin? It might have to come for an overtake. I doubt there's going to be one car simply out accelerating the other for an easy pass in all of this. We head down towards... This is a good overtaking spot if you're close enough. Not many cars have actually been close enough to try something down here. Heading onto the bridge, Liam may get brave with that Nissan, depending on how things are going. Is there going to be any traffic? We can't see. We will inevitably know if the cars are dodging. I think the Miura's got the straight line speed advantage. It's going to be out of range from the Nissan, from a Nissan dive bomb at this point. Is Liam going to be brave? They're both quite brave under brakes. Try to go, because we just don't know where the braking zone is for that corner amazingly well. You can make up a lot of time there, but you can also completely lose the race. Liam is going to send it. We've already seen trouble through there, but the Nissan gets away with it. We're into the very, very tight hairpin section, and the Nissan is not close enough. It's looking good for the Lamborghini. We've just got to get a big slide from that Z. Just got to get it right up this hill. Again, a little bit of oversteer from the Lambo. There is the Nissan. Everyone is careful. Everyone is avoiding the rocks. Oh, it is a bump. Mostly avoiding the rocks. Yeah, Liam was always going to send it hard through that section, and you've got nothing to lose at that point. You're going to come second anyway. You're going to get knocked out. So launch the car and see what happens. Blakey is going to take a victory. The Lamborghini wins. The Nissan makes a huge jump and is through the picnic area and is across the line. A good race. A hard fought for battle right there between those two. In the end, the Lamborghini just had the better of the pair. It is the Miura that is in to the final. But yeah, great effort from Liam. Well, whatever happens, we are going to have two rear-wheel drive cars in the final, as we have got me versus Ewan for the last of the semi-finals. I say that, we know that Porsche is an absolute monster off the line. We know that's going to launch about as well as an all-wheel drive car, to be honest. So there's not much that I can do about that. We're again going to have to overtake on the route. The hope is that the understeer in that car is going to be quite bad. That is my hope. Neither of us are very good in a straight line. We're actually, of all the cars to face in the semi-final, I mean, everything's quick, but this is the one that I would prefer because it's a lot closer to my car in the way it gets its speed. It might even be a little bit faster than me in a straight line. We have wandered a bit wide, but it does mean we can get a good line for the exit. Can we? We've got good mid-corner speed, but that's no use to me in terms of finding an overtake. We've gained through here, and there goes that 911 understeer. We are side by side for the run up the hill. We're still going to shove the nose in, and that will do for us. We are past, but again, I don't think this is even close to being over. Because that Porsche has got great traction. Of course, now we have got traffic. Oh, there is traffic on the bridge. We will go through the gap there. Don't know how much speed I can get because we're, of course, on funky lines now, trying to deal with that next corner, but all is fine. We've got away with it. We will be as brave as possible through this section. I mean, there's a risk. There's always a risk there's going to be a car around a corner, but, you know, this is kind of like a street racey tour, but we're going to go for it. Can't see anything coming up here. A little bit of an awkward bump on the inside. Just upset the car. We have managed to pull a bit of a gap on the Porsche. It's not a huge gap, and if that has got some good straight line speed, it could well close in that gap down the straight. I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it's closer matched to me than anything else, but we will find out. I'm pretty sure we are one of the slowest. Sylvia is one of the slowest down here in terms of what it will top out. I mean, I say that, we're still going to be doing 130, 140 miles an hour. It is closing, but it's not going to be closing quick enough. We're on the brakes. May have been a little early for me, but I'd rather do that than that. Ewan's off the bridge. It's another car down. Again, it's a case of you kind of want to get... Tell you what, this route has been way more dangerous than we were expecting. It's a challenging route. It is a really challenging route here, but yeah, it's seriously dangerous. I think you would have to do it. I would do that in some ways. That it lost so much time. You got to try and make it up somewhere, and that braking zone is one of the places you can make up a stack of time if you get it right. Ooh, my car got unsettled on the bumps through there. Yeah, I've got to be careful with that. Don't want to make that mistake again. But yeah, you wouldn't have to try something. It was worth a send to see what might happen, but in the end, yeah, a little bit of a swim for the Porsche. It is going to be the Silvia that will join the fearsome Audi and Lamborghini Miura in the final. We are across the line, and that is us into the final. Don't think many are actually going to be too scared of the Silvia. It's got great grip, but they will always know they can outrun me down that straight. It was a good race. It was a great effort from the Porsche. Yeah, they actually had... It was more of a challenge in the corners. I thought we would be able to not breeze past it, but I thought we could outturn it better than we actually did in the end. But yeah, we are on to the final. But before that, we will have a very silly round. We head into a spanner final. Every vehicle that is not in the grand final is here, so we are going to be racing far too many cars down this road. In fact, Shadows decided to go for a brave choice of starting on the dirt, but it is all-wheel drive. I have no idea how 9 cars are going to actually work down here, but let's go and see what might happen. It's going to be absolute carnage. The BMWs are probably going to be quite fast. We are off and underway. The rear-wheel drive struggle a little bit because Ewan's Porsche acts like a all-wheel drive off the line. Dangerman's had a good start with the Honda. Having a look to the inside, Chris leads with the i8, followed by Rusky's Audi. I think the thing that rear-wheel drive cars are going to struggle with is 1v1. It's not too bad getting through traffic, but this amount, the traffic could be quite difficult. This has done a good job with the BMW, has made their way up through the pack as the i8 continues to lead the way. Subaru in second. Gliska clears the Porsche. Rusky's found a railing and stops. Subaru to the inside at the hairpin has opened the door for the Honda to have a bit of a look. Subaru out wide. BMW was caught on the inside, and a Porsche has had a look, but not quite got a pass completed. Oh, there's been a bump up ahead. Shadows off. Oh, there's another one off. That's the Honda. Honda's recovered. Good save from the Honda there. We've lost a couple of front-running cars through that, so we've seen a lot of understeer going on through there. It's not a big surprise. So i8 leads from the 1M, leads from 911, leads from the Nissan as we head across the bridge. There'll be some traffic on the bridge. Ewan might have hit some traffic. Ewan's pinged it off a bridge. Well, that's the end of the 911. This route is way more dangerous than we ever expected. The 1M's having a look but couldn't get it done. The i8's got the acceleration. Now the Nissan's getting involved, and it's all side by side through here. BMW's on the wide line, that i8, but it's got such good acceleration. The i8's just got the straight line speed, although I think it's dodging traffic down there, had to take a wonky line and is in a little bit of trouble. So it's now 1M versus Nissan for the lead, but that i8, that acceleration is so great from that BMW as we head towards... Oh, BMW had to back out of that through there. No over... Again, Chris doesn't really need to overtake here because their goal is going to be for that main straight that we are coming up to now. The focus is battling for the 4th position back there. And I'm afraid we can't have the camera looking every which way because there's so much going on in this. The i8's having a look. Will there be a dive onto the bridge? No. Liam goes defensive. Now, the 1M is probably the best handling of all of these cars, but it's got a lot of ground to make up. They are side by side onto the bridge. Oh, the i8's run out of grip. On the outside, the i8's stuck. That's going to be in trouble. I think the Nissan might have got a little bit... I mean, that's the difficulty of trying to go around the outside of the car on the inside. Gets even a little bit of understeer, you're in trouble. I'm surprised the i8 didn't go for a cutback, but it didn't. The 1M is thinking about having a dive, but not going to be close enough, and that's such a tight line, you'll get no speed on the exit. The Honda's up to 3rd, considering that almost fell off the mountain. That's having a hell of a run. Now we're into the narrow canyon bit. Is anyone going to risk hitting the curbs? They don't. Sensibly done for both of them, but the Nissan's wide. Nissan's got a lot of understeer through there. BMW's alongside here. They are going to go side by side into the penultimate corner. Who is going to make the most of this run to the line? They're both getting the cars stopped nicely. Can the Nissan do it? Nope. BMW wins. Nissan is home in 2nd. The S2000 comes home in 3rd. The TT is 4th ahead of the Subaru in 5th. What a manic race. And there goes the i8. Unlucky. Really unlucky for Chris. Don't know what happened to Speed Beast either in the focus. That was up in 4th at one point. That may have fallen off the course or had a roll somewhere along the line. Spanner final. Well, there's a Porsche in the bottom of a ravine somewhere. I don't quite know where. There's a Porsche having a very bad day. Oh, that was absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. A great race at the front. There were crashes, mistakes, overtakes, all sorts of carnage. Well done, Gliska, for taking a victory. A wonderful battle between the 1M and with Liam's Nissan. Oh, what chaos. We're now on to the grand finale that will hopefully be slightly more civil. We'll go with that. We are on to the final. My Nissan Silvia is up against Ollie's Subaru RS4 and Blakey's Lamborghini. This is going to be really tough. We're all kind of expecting that RS4 to be fearsome. Is there a chance? Yeah, there is. I think we have a lot of handling. The Lamborghini might have enough straight line speeds to give it trouble. There is also a chance that me and Blakey fight each other too much and no one gets near the Audi, but we will have to wait and see. I started better than I thought. I thought we were going to be 3rd off the line. If I'm honest, I was not quite expecting that. So yeah, that's a good sign for me. But can we do anything about that Audi? We know we're going to have to make up as much time as possible through these corners. We know we're going to have to I mean, if we're going to beat it, the overtake that's going to do it is a dive bomb into the really tight hairpin. The dive bomb that we executed on Chris, I think it was, is the one that we're going to have to execute on the RS4. Because we know, basically, coming down that long straight, the Audi is going to be in front of us. And, yeah, going to lose out to the Lamborghini. It's just got the acceleration on us around there, and I couldn't push it as hard as I wanted to because I was going to push a Miura off the road. We wanted to go quick through there. Oh, thankfully, the Audi cleared that out of the way. There is a car in the way through there. Oh, the Audi was wide. Now, this is good news for me. If the Lambo and Audi fight one another, there is a bit of a chance for me. I mean, we are also going to have to just send it at this point. Damn the consequences. If we fall off the course, we fall off the course. We're going to come 3rd either way at this moment in time. So it is kind of a no real braking or lifting approach through some of these corners. The Audi's under serious pressure, actually. This is good news for me. This is what we wanted to see. This is our best chance. And this is what we want to see in terms of competition as well. We want to see the 3 fastest cars into the final. And we are all putting on a very good fight. The Audi's just got so much acceleration. They've both just got that better acceleration than we do. And I've got to be perfect in these corners. I've got to be perfect in these braking zones. The Audi was a little bit wide, but the Lamborghini got a big slide through there. We are onto the power now as we head down the straight. I mean, we're actually closing in on the Miura, which does surprise me. Could we have a dive on that Lamborghini down here? We're not close enough, I don't think, to do it. It would be a monstrous dive under brakes if we were to try and make that one work. We are not close enough. We are onto the bridge nicely. I don't know if we might have to concede to the Audi a little bit and just focus on trying to get second. The traffic there was a bit awkward for us. The Audi's a bit wide through there. Lambo might send it. Really surprised Blakey didn't send that one to the inside. Has got alongside the Audi through here. The Audi hit a rock. They're both slow. Blakey's alongside. We get some understeer and end up out wide. They're swapping paint at the moment as they run up the hill. The Audi's had a huge amount of airtime through there. I wanted to send it to the inside, but I could not get my car there. It looks like it might go the way of the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini's done this the really hard way. I've run out of grip through all of this. We are going to launch... Oh, I can't get up the dirt. I had not really got much of an option. Lambo takes victory. Audi is second. We will cross the line in third. It was a great race, I tell you what. That was a hell of a race. Blakey continues to impress with the Lamborghinis. It is the Miura that takes it. We were there or thereabouts. We weren't that far away. I think it was a little scruffy from me. I tell you what, the kind of canyon roads after that kind of first bridge where Ewan fell off, the canyon roads, we were monstrously quick when I just sent it. But I was a little scruffy at the end because it was just desperation at that point. I'm impressed with the Silvia. I mean, the RS4 looks so phenomenal in all of that, but, you know, I am impressed with the Silvia. We were there. We were in the fight. Blakey, wonderful job with that Miura. Something did manage to beat the RS4, and I am pleased, yeah. We might be third, but I'm pleased with the level of competitiveness that we had. It was a great tournament. Huge amount of fun, this road. A wonderful, wonderful area to go racing. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.